He says,
we're recording to the hard drive.
we're recording to the hard drive.
Is that live? And,
Makito, right?
Yes, Makito.
You're blocking my camera. Hey, peace. We're live.
Okay, good.
We're live. Hey, live TV. Say hi to Silk as he walks by the camera. There's Silk right there. He's hanging out. Here we are on Mountain Fun Life. Alan wants to go over there. Although we are live in the studio, and she walks in front of the camera. That's just a wonderful day on live television. But that's the way it's like in the studio when you're talking live. Hey, Bob, how about you roll that beautiful bead footage?
Let's see what I can do.
Hello? Are we live? We're live! Gosh, gotta love live TV. It just cracks me up, you know. It's like Saturday Night Live in here, Molly.
It is. That's
Today, we have Molly Makito in the house, and we're thankful that you came all the way up to Pigeon Forge to talk to us today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And we're glad that you're here.
Grateful to be here, so thank you.
Molly and I met, and we talk about Smoky Mountain neighborhood, and I always tell you, always say something to your neighbor because you never know who you're going to be sitting next to. We only met just a few weeks ago.
This is true, yes.
And it was just because we just said hi.
Yes, at a networking event.
At a networking event. And now, what are we doing now? We're sitting in the studio in Pigeon Forge talking about what you do.
Yes, yeah, it's fun. You never know where life will take you.
That's the absolute truth. We don't.
Right.
Now, you have a business. It's called In Full Sight.
Yes, that's correct.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself, Molly.
So I am new to Tennessee. I've been here about 3 years. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and I love Cleveland, Ohio. However, it's very overcast and gray there. So I moved south for my former company and have loved living in East Tennessee since. I love the mountains, I love the green, I love the people, and I think it's fun to be part of Knoxville's community and also, you know, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Townsend, all the lovely communities out this way because there's just so much going on at all times. So.
Now, you worked for a corporation for 13 years, and you just decided one day you're going to be an entrepreneur and do your own thing.
Correct.
Well, tell me that story. How'd that all happen?
So, well, you know, I met with someone, and they said, if you want to do your own self-development, go into business for yourself, and I 100% agree with that. So, no, I worked in corporate America. I did sales, customer service, training, some HR stuff, some accounting stuff, not my best fit, honestly. Anyways, and I also work with the Akashic Records, and that was a part-time gig for the last 5 years. And then last year they said, you're going to do this full-time. We want you to go talk about what you do, talk about your story and your passion. So that's what I did. I just said yes, honestly.
Now, what's your story and your passion?
Yeah, oh, that's a good question.
You opened the door. I said, I'm just going to walk through it. Take a little walk through it.
I grew up, you know, with, I mean, wonderful background, loved my family, but really, like, for me, I didn't really know what love was, right? I thought if I got approval, that meant I was loved. So I lived my life checking all the boxes, saying, oh, if I get good grades, if I play soccer, if I do drama, right, then that means I've checked the boxes and I'm loved, which was only true in my world, right? My parents will be like, we see this about you and we loved you regardless. So, but anyway, so that really affected my relationships, and I didn't really know what love was, nor did I love myself, right? And so I entered into a romantic relationship that ended up being not loving, and I was also starting to work with the records, and they were helping me understand my patterns and my behaviors, and they're the ones who kind of said, okay, well, let's look at why you're doing these things. Is it really who you are? And this relationship ended abruptly and not healthily. Well, it ended because it wasn't healthy, right? And then I realized, okay, let's learn who I am, let's learn why I do what I do, let's learn about what love really is, and let people know that you're worthy of love, period, right? So for me, the passion is working with the Akashic Records, understanding these patterns, these behaviors, and being able to apply them to live who I authentically am, right? I don't have to put these coats on or these masks on to be seen or heard. I can just be who I am.
Well, that's pretty powerful.
So,
You know, when you're able to live, and I like what you said, authentically.
yes, yes,
And a lot of us are afraid to be ourselves. We just are.
yes.
Unfortunately for my wife and my children, this is me. I'm this way all the time. If you don't like me for who I am, it's too bad.
Right, but that's wonderful, though.
But that's
I mean,
me.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. That's a great.
For years, I would stifle myself. I wouldn't be out there.
Yes.
And I think it was Zig Ziglar that said, if you are not your authentic self, you'll lose more sales by not being you than you ever would by being you. Which I thought was pretty powerful to hear
That
from
is.
Zig Ziglar as a salesperson.
Yes.
You know, just be you.
Yes.
And that's, so I'm trying to be me. You know, I'm working on me anyway. And it sounds like you worked on you.
Yes.
And you've been doing this for how long now?
So officially on business for myself since January of this year. Wow. So I am brand new in that.
Brand new.
Learning every day. So.
But you use, what was the
Akashic Records.
The Akashic Records, because
yes.
you're saying that, explain that.
Yes, yes. Okay, so the Akashic Records are an energetic vibration, and their job in the universe, right, is to record every thought, word, action, or deed from the beginning of time till the end of time. So every living thing has an Akashic Record. So you have one, I have one, actually this radio show has one, or sorry, not radio, this show has one, businesses have them, relationships, buildings, plants, animals. So it's just another source or guide to help us navigate this life. And when we work with our Akashic Records, you're surrounded by unconditional love. Like, they love you, period. You know, I've asked them questions, and they're like, okay, well, here's how you can, understand this. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that. And then 3 months later, I asked a similar question, and they're like, because mine can be smart, Alex, they're like, hey, Molly, look at page 72. But it's still a loving, like, we're here to support you, and we see you for who you are, right? We see your true essence, or your divinity, or your soul, your light, your sparkle, whatever word resonates with you. They see that, and they help you see it, so then you can embrace it and be who you are, right? Society has a lot of pressures on people sometimes to survive, and so, like you said, you're working on being you, I'm working on being me, and it's just so we can share and be who we are and connect. So.
Right. We miss out. I think I'm a firm believer in is if you do stifle yourself, you miss out on a lot of opportunities.
Yes.
And a lot of times there's things that we feel that people wouldn't understand about us if we're authentic or truthful or transparent,
Yes.
per se, through our stories. We tell people our stories in our life. If the less authentic or the less transparent we are with people that are close to us, we can really slow down that process of really becoming closer.
Yes. No, it's
You
beautifully
know?
said. Right. The connection takes longer sometimes.
It
or
does.
doesn't exist. Yeah.
Would
I
you
love
rather take 5 years to make a real good connection? Because a lot of times, things that keep us away from each other can be the things that keep us closer to one another.
that? Yes. Because really, we're all in this together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what I don't like about myself exists in other people, and it's okay. Like,
Right.
that's common ground, or that's understanding. We're all trying to figure this out.
And if we find out that we have some commonalities, and
Yes.
I feel, I feel like this represses me and that represses you, I think that something's wrong with me, and
Right.
then you tell me your story and you think the same way, and it's like, wait a second, I'm not. Maybe there isn't something wrong with me. I'm okay.
Exactly. And I'm not alone. And
right.
yeah.
I'm not alone.
And it's really, life is still good, even in all the ups and downs.
Well,
So.
I'm a firm believer in authentic, real
Yes.
life in front of people. And like I said, you get me for me, and if you don't like me for me, I'm sorry.
Right. And
I
it's
love
okay.
you anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's okay. I'm still
Yeah.
going to treat you great. You
Yeah.
can throw stuff at me, and I'll just dodge it.
Right. Right.
I'm like,
I like to dance. Right.
See you later. I like to dance. So.
Yeah, and
But-
the big thing with living authentically, right, is that there's just this place of peace, because we know we are who we are. And it's like peace and joy, peace and happiness, or peace and aggravation. And so it's not like you said you were dodging, but you're still in your core at peace. Like, okay, this is
Right.
who I am, and it's still okay.
And you can also tell authentically if you don't like certain people. you can kind of dodge them.
Exactly, right. Like, you're just not resonating, and it's
Right.
okay, right? You can, like you
like-
said, you send them love and let them do their thing, and you do yours, right?
Yeah, and if you don't have to change masks through life, guess what? You don't have to wear masks.
Exactly. And you have so much more energy to do things.
Yeah.
It's a lot of energy to keep putting them on.
Yeah. Now that's why I'm so out there now, because I don't try not to wear masks. Now you do things. You got a lot of things that I have on this questionnaire thing here. What is I guess because you want to drive traffic to your website, you want people to find out about you. Mm-hmm. What would be some of the key things in people's lives for them to say, you know what, I should give Molly a call. I should check Molly out. What makes a good, say, client for you?
So a good client is someone who knows, you know, I'm stuck in this area, or I'm always unhappy about this, or there's this awareness that I can make changes or I can do better. I just don't know how to navigate that. So it's, you know, if you struggle in a specific relationship, or you're like, why do I always date someone who is an addict? Or why do I date someone who doesn't let me wear skirts? I mean, it could be something really simple, right? Yeah. Or like, you know, my parents are going to be passing on soon, and I don't want them to leave this world without me remedying that relationship, or being able to come to peace and tell them I do love them. And at the same time, I need them to see me, you know? So there's a lot of different ways, but it's usually people who, again, they just want to be able to move forward and be able to breathe a little bit easier, right? Be able to be at peace in any area of their life and say, I got this.
Right.
So
guys, give Molly a call. Yeah. Now, how do people get in touch with you?
So I have a website. It's www.infullsight.live. I have a Facebook page. You can search InFullSight. My cell phone or business number, both, is 440-668-1931. And all of those will get you connected to me. So I'm always happy to hear from people, even if it's just a chat.
Now, I've noticed that you said something about workshops. Not here, but when I read your
Yes.
bio stuff, you said something about workshops.
Yes.
And I've done a lot of weekend retreats. I've been part of a nonprofit organization that works on transparency, which you don't know this about me, so this is a surprise.
I know.
But we've had thousands of people go through our weekends.
Okay.
And when you talk about workshops, I know personally firsthand the importance of workshops with people, and especially with what you're talking about, being authentic.
Yes.
And that's what we do in our workshops. It's just getting to tell your story and be part of it, like kind of not cultish, but feeling like you belong.
Right.
You know?
Oh, it's a community.
Right.
It's a safe
Right.
place that everyone's coming to be more real, or be more vulnerable, which is a scary word, or authentic is the best word, but
Right.
agreed, yeah. It's really beautiful when people come out to do that.
So in a workshop case, what does a workshop consist of?
So I do a variety of workshops. I have a 2-hour workshop at a yoga studio in Farragut this weekend. I'm working on an authenticity course that's going to be in August, and that'll be in the Knoxville area. And I'm just looking, you know, authenticity, self-worth is another topic that we'll be putting together. And they're interactive workshops, kind of like you were saying. People come, they tell their stories, and through that sharing and other exercises, you know, whether it be meditation or applied integration technique or dancing or yoga or other things, right? And that's where I'm looking to see what other tools can we give people to empower them, so when they're out in the real world and wanting to be authentic and something triggers them, oh wait, I can do this, or I can process this way. You know, so it's helping people even continue to live forward, being authentic. Because, you know, sometimes when you get a shiny new toy, you're ready to go play with it, and the neighborhood kids are at the pool, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be. So it's giving you those tools so you can keep moving along in your path and know that you're still supported outside of that container.
So it's kind of like finding your own neighborhood, Smoky Mountain neighborhood.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yes.
Could be. So
Yes.
thank you so much for being on the show today, Molly. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you check Molly out. Go to her Facebook page. Go to her website, infullsight.live.
Yes.
And give Molly a call. You know, if you're at that point in your life where you feel like you just can't get ahead, and you want to be more authentic, and you want to feel value in yourself, I mean, hey, we all do, check her out, infullsight.live. Guys, thanks again for being here on Smoky Mountain Neighborhood. Man, smile at people. Open a door. They might think you're weird, but sooner or later they're going to smile back. Until next time, see you then.